Grimslingers.
Give it a shot.
Chapter 1, Into the Valley. Ready for everything, ready for nothing. So, prerequisite, we have to place our character piece on the Valley Haven map node, which we have done. Valley of Death. Arid desert wasteland in the midst of the Forgotten West, filled with all manner of nasty creatures, riffraff, and harshness. Many a foe and few a friend await those that travel this perilous landscape. Icarus, the Iron Witch, and your master, has escorted you there to fulfill the next part of his grand scheme, escaping the prison that is the Forgotten West. No one would be surprised if you fell ill, prepared for the task that you've only barely scratched the surface of the Grimslinger curse. Icarus parted ways with you at the Valley Haven, a rundown outpost in the valley. His instructions were brief and a little daunting. Find out how to summon the self-proclaimed Witch King, and then defeat him in a duel. All these to earn a favor from the king. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're going to survive what is sure to be a tall tale. So we have to look through the item deck and give each player 2 supply items. Supplies. Now we need to head out into the Valley of Death and travel to any attack or event node. Anywhere you want to go.
Should we try an event until we get stronger?
Sure, we can do whatever.
Which one? This one?
Event's got the exclamation mark, whichever one that's connected with the dotted lines.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
Whichever.
That's this.
Right. Yep, draw an event.
Okay, the event is Storms of Brewing. Thick clouds darken the sky above, bellowing out a few thunderous wails before spilling out their sorrows all over your sorry hides. Players must choose an action as a group. Action 1, fill your canteens and then find some shelter to wait out the rain. All players gain 2 energy points.
Yeah.
Alright, action 2, trudge on. All players lose 2 energy points and may you choose to skip the next map node not resolving it. Energy points.
Yeah, they'll take energy. Okay, so now that we have successfully resolved the attack node or event node, you awake to someone clearing their throat, and immediately recognize its unnatural tone as Icarus. I forgot to give you this, he says as he pulls something from his satchel, sand dripping from the many holes worn in the leather. He tosses it, fully expecting you to catch it, but unfortunately, in your groggy state, it smacks you in the face. Icarus shakes his head and laughs at you. As you look over the item, you can't help but feel some kind of kinship to it. I believe this belongs to you, a memento from before I turned you. It's important to remember where you came from and how you ended up here. When you're out there in the wild, bleeding out on the hot sands of the valley, begging for deliverance, it's what will push you to get up and go on. There's no God out there that's going to save us from this hellhole. You're going to have to get up and walk out together. All players must take turns reading aloud the bios on the back of your character cards and archetype.
I'm a puppy dog.
You're a puppy dog. Your name's on the back. I am Le Fleur Noy and the Professor. So basically, I'm with this professor who is actually a bear. There, yeah. So I'm playing the girl in the hat, and Bear's the professor. And basically, I'm with this bear to accompany to the west to further studies. As the Iron Witch snapped up what he saw, and the professor just was happy to study with the Grimslinger close nearby.
Mine's gonna be quick. On a... Got it? Possibly? I can't reach it.
He's a little puppy dog.
I'm a mutant puppy dog. Sure, that's right. Yes.
I have the True Grit archetype, which lets me spend energy points to reduce damage taken before the effects are applied, and damage reduction is equal to the amount that I've spent.
I took Blood Feast. I can use 3 energy points and steal 2 hit points and 1 energy point from a foe. So instead of passing, I can use that ability and hurt them. Hurt them bad.
At least that's the idea. So after a few moments of silence, Icarus continues. Well, anyway, I've uploaded a few new incantations to your anima. It'll teach you them when you're ready. He gives you a nod, turns around, and hesitates for a moment before turning back. You may want to visit the Lone Titan not far from here. I assume it's been around long enough to know a thing or two about the Witch King. And with that, Icarus finally departs. So when they say anima, it's these little robot things here that are just accompanying you as you go on and will help you on your adventure. So now, let's see, everyone may look through the item deck individually and choose one standard, passive, or standoff type item, but it cannot be a ritual or instant type. And you can free to adjust your stash in hand. So basically you get to grab one item.
As long as it's not instant, correct?
Right. It's not instant or ritual.
Okay.
Yep, witchcrafted rifle. It's a rifle crafted with black magic, defying time and logic. Target takes 2 damage, and I get an energy point, then I deactivate it on use. Go into my hand. Objective will be to travel to the Lone Titan map node. It'll be worthwhile to acquire some extra items on your way. So now we just need to go. So Lone Titan will be right there. You can't really see it. Zoom in a little bit. This lovely map here. So Lone Titan is actually way over here. So we gotta backtrack a little bit and make our way to Lone Titan. What'd you get?
I got the Rusty Saber.
Ooh, Rusty Saber. If you don't manage to kill them, you can always hope for Tetanitis. Target takes 3 damage, so that's a pretty neat little card there.
Does this go on top or shuffles in?
Because you got your hand of 8, so I put one of my supplies in my stash.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter if you don't have to shuffle your hand, genius.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Because it's your hand, you can look at it no matter how you have it. But, you know, if it makes you feel better, go for it.
It's a habit.
I'm just saying, you know, you got your hand.
Got cards, you gotta shuffle them.
Alright, so now we have to head to the Lone Titan.
Where's that?
Way over
Oh,
here.
of course.
And we can't go back through the Valley Haven because you cannot go back from where you came from. So we have to work our way around. So we can probably do an event, go up and come back down, or just kind of out and around, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
One, okay.
Roll the die of fate.
You would die of fate. Just do another event.
Over here.
Yep. Hopefully it's a good one.
Sandstorm. Before you knew it, the howling winds are at your backs like a pack of hungry wolves. Their gnarled maws filled with razor-sharp sands and possibly a chicken or two. Okay. Players take turns choosing an action. Action 1, discard your wind spell to divert the storm around you, or discard your earth spell to shield yourself from it. Action 2, roll until you find shelter. Oh, okay, so it'd be 1, you discard a random item card, 2, 3, or 4, take 2 damage, 5 and 6, you find shelter from the storm. I think discarding a wind card would be not the easiest fix.
Yeah. Is it per player we have to do that?
We take turns, yes.
Okay, so basically we're just gonna discard them. Right? Discard straight, deactivate.
Oh.
Sideways. Okay. That was nice.
Better than rolling for it.
Right. So.
Just for SMGs. Oh, I've been fine.
For once.
Right. Looks like we're going to the Magic Market.
Sure, let's do it. Why not? Go to a landmark. In other words, like a town.
Rock Around the Clock's playing because it's owls. Happy Days.
It's been a very long time since I've seen Happy Days. Yeah,
That was the name
I was a wee little lad.
That was the name of the drive, wasn't it?
What?
Owls? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
I know it had an A in it.
Yeah, you'll figure it out, I'm sure. So, this is Al's Magic Market. A peculiar market filled with magic merchants looking to sell their talents to weary wanderers. Al Pontoon established the market long before the Valley Haven came about and has refused to relocate, convenience be damned. Businesses seem to be doing well, all things considered. So each player may trade with any of the following merchants. This landmark node also counts as a rest node, which, don't have to worry about that, because we're already good to go. Except it'll be max energy now. So we have a shaman. Be rejuvenated in exchange for goods. Restore your choice of H or energy at triple the amount of item cards you discard. Warlock. Be endowed with power in exchange for goods. Every 6 item cards you discard right now, you gain 1 level. Siphoner. Trade your essence for rare goods. Deduct your choice of health or energy for every 5 health or energy you deduct. You may draw 1 item card of your choice from the item deck, including from the item discard pile, but excluding any instant type items. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But it counts as a rest node, so you don't have to actually pay to get your health and energy. Because you get 2 free on rest spot. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to worry about
We
doing
don't want
anything.
to weaken ourselves because we got a long travel.
Yeah.
Now, how do we get these back in our games?
You have to do the reload.
Oh, that's right.
And it costs 3 energy to put 4 discarded spells back into your hand.
Okay.
Which I think we'll still be okay.
Just about one minute.
Well, we either go to an attack node or an attack node.
Well, I think it might well be an attack node.
Yeah, it sounds like it, huh? Either one, it's the same distance.
Right, we can't go back here, right?
Well, I mean, now we can go back. It's just that we started there and moved out. We can't come right back to it. We can, if we go out and around, we can come back.
Oh, that would be actually the quicker way, correct? Yes.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, roll that beautiful die.
Oh, great. Leaving it up to me.
Well, somebody has.
4.
That is the Doomworm.
Uh, 11 health, 9 energy. My favorite, shuffling 3 and 4 cards.
Alright, so its modifier, because 1 modifier, is quick. This creature must play 2 skill cards each draw phase, unless it only has 1 active card. Gain an extra level if this creature is defeated.
I'll let you handle the
Yeah.
kicking our arses.
Okay, so... we're going to be drawing 2 cards instead of 1. So now we are going to decide what we're going to attack with.
I think fire sounds like a good idea.
But you gotta randomly discard 1 active card.
He does, the target.
Yeah. So that
Burn through his deck quick.
it just reshuffles the deck.
Doesn't it?
It's the health and the energy that we were trying to get rid of.
Okay, so we're looking for health and energy.
So like, ice. Yeah, I'm gonna play ice.
Ice sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so top card in the creature deck, face down. Okay, well it's an 8. Well, ours are all 9s. Flip them. So we both lose 3 energy. But this creature gained those 3. So now it is at 12 energy. It plays 2, so its second one, okay, that comes after because it's a 10. We'll have a number at the bottom to dictate what happens first. So, we both did ice, so it's going to take 4 damage. We got 7 health. And deduct 4. So it's right back where it was on energy. No, 8. Minus 1. 7 health, 8 energy. Okay, so now the other action is swallow. We thought for a moment it was about to vomit out the remains of an earlier victim. Instead, it opens its mouth wide enough to fit a horse and hastily slithered forward, trying to scoop us all up. So, all foes must roll. If you get a 1, 2, or 3, you're safe. 4, 5, or 6, you will take 5 damage.
Eesh.
You may play a spell that does damage to be spit out. Apply the effect of the card played, otherwise reduce your health to 0. You cannot be healed by a card's effect for the remainder of the duel. So,
It's gonna kill us if we don't roll.
well, no, if you play a spell.
Okay.
Okay, 2, you're safe for now. 4. Ah, I took 5 damage. Alright, and that was the first round. Attacks. Alright, so that goes in the discard section. I'm going to play Earth.
I'm gonna play Rusty Saber. It's a 4.
Alright, so top card is a 4. Second one is a 9. Creature, if a tie, a creature has initiative. So we have Spasm. What number is the saber?
4.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
So Spasm, the worm began to thrash about in a complete frenzy, like a deadly noodle. All foes take turns choosing one of the following actions. Roll a die to dodge the attack. 1, 2, and 3 you dodge. 4, 5, 6 you take damage. Action 2 is pay 3 energy to dodge the attack and discard any of your unresolved cards.
No. I'll roll.
3, you dodge the attack. I'm probably going to get a 6. Nope, I got a 5. So I actually have no health. But I'm going to use True Grit instead. Taking those 5 damage will actually take it. So I'm still alive at 5. So now your saber comes into play.
And target takes 3 damage.
3 damage down to 4 health. And now all foes take 5 damage. Any foe may pay 3 energy to dodge this attack and avoid taking damage. So I only have 2 energy, which I can use 1, so that I'll have 1 health left because of my True Grit.
Get there, I'll take that.
Alright, so now I'm going to play Earth. Target will take 2 damage, so it's down to 2 health, and I gain 2 health. So, pretty low on health. Alright. Fight one more time, hopefully.
I'm going to pass.
You're going to
I'm
pass.
going to use my blood feast.
Okay.
Oh, I said that wrong. It's supposed to be blood feast instead of pass.
I'm going to play water. So see what the last 2 cards have. Okay, so first one is hide. Somehow they managed to duck out of our view for a few minutes. All foes take turns choosing an action. Action 1, joke's on them, rest up. Deactivate any cards you play this turn and gain 1 health, 2 energy. Action 2 is roll to search for them. 1, 2, or 3 you found them, you may resolve any cards you played this turn. 4, 5, 6 you can't find them, deactivate any unresolved cards you played this turn. Well, we're gonna rest up.
Mm-hmm. 2, right?
1 health and 2 energy.
Well, so
And to deactivate any cards that you've played. So water will actually be deactivated. So now tunnel is into play. It reeled back before ramming its disgusting Anus face into the ground, vanishing into a blinding explosion of dirt and sand. Dang anus face.
It actually says
It
anus.
says it. In US, anus, sorry. This creature is immune to all effects this turn and gains 3 health. So now it has 5 health.
It's immune to effects?
Immune to effects.
So even if I would use my blood feast,
What does it say?
it's immune to that effect. Damn it. Oh, it says for 3 energy points, I can steal 2 hit points and 1 energy point. The foe, it counts as damage. See if I can use it.
Let's see. So you're not really passing. This is actually your card, which would have to be deactivated. So I would say no, but that doesn't. But that's not your specialty, so it's not like you have to. It doesn't actually get deactivated.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna shuffle this thing.
But I still lose my energy points because I tried it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that kind of sucks in that manner.
Drew that card.
Alright. Alright.
Water.
I'm going to do my witchcraft rifle. And let's see. A little tunnel again. On 9. And it's going to hide. I swear I shuffled them. But anyway, it's kind of good for us. Joke's on them. Rest up. You have to deactivate whatever card you have, or you roll to search for them. You're going to deactivate yours. Get 1 health and 2 energy.
Or should I just roll for it? Because he's almost dead.
I'm going to roll.
Okay.
Oh, yes! Found my items, and I can resolve any cards that I played this turn. So I'm going to do 2 damage to it. So it's down to 3 health, and I gain 1 energy. And I deactivate it. And now the creature is immune to all effects and gains 3 health. So now it's going to 6 health.
Try to play lightning.
I'm gonna play fire. And top card is an 8. And a 4. So we have Spasm. It's thrashing around like a noodle, so you gotta roll to dodge. Or pay 3 to dodge the attack. So you dodged. And so did I. We both dodged the attack. Nice. So now we have 8, so you lose 3 energy and the creature will gain 3 energy. And what do you
I'm gonna do 3 damage, but it's gaining an energy.
So it's down to 3 health. It gains an energy. So it's at 12.
How close?
I should have played the lightning, but I played fire instead, so that's 2 damage. So he's down to 1 health. And it's discard an active card, which they've already been activated. So it is alive by 1. So 1 more fighting here. I'm gonna play lightning.
Oh, try fire.
Okay, so these are going to be the damage cards coming up here, which is 9 and then 10, so we'll have our chance here. All foes take 5 damage. Any foe may pay 3 to dodge its attack and avoid the damage.
I'm taking 5.
5 damage. Well, yeah, I actually got killed on that one. So I don't have any energy that I can spend to save. I only had 4 health. So I actually defeated. Okay, so it was 9. So now my card is not going to affect. What's your card?
2 damage.
Fire, so you will
And then
kill
you-
it.
Yep, discarded that one.
So that's a 10 anyway. So. Killed the worm. So let's see. You can draw the worm feces ritual item card from the item deck, and you gain 1 level. You may draw 1 random item from the deck.
Energy well. With any spell, the energy cost will be 0. I see. I'm gonna do what again? I can take one of, find the, oh, here.
You can draw the worm feces out of the ritual item card from the item deck.
Okay.
You gain a level.
Uh-huh.
Good. And 1 random item from the deck.
Oh, that's not very much help at all.
Worm feces. Thankfully, it lacks any kind of specific odor other than dirt, often used to mask one's scent. Team loses 2 energy. You may ignore any attack node you travel until your current location is a landmark node. How was that
Never
bad?
mind. I read that wrong. All I read was the team loses 2 energy points.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I got defeated, but I have to come back to my current health and energy. Let's come back.
How many can we have in our
8.
or in our
Stash? Whatever.
Yeah, stash.
It's a
Thank you.
stash.
Okay, cool.
Alright. So, let's continue on.
Which way are we going? That way, right? Yeah.
Actually, back at Valley Haven. Rundown outpost now maintained by some tall goblins and 1 Minotaur gone salesman. Common stop for travelers seeking refuge and supplies. So you can either relax, treat this node as if it were a rest node, gain the appropriate health and energy. You may also perform any rest node related activities. Bed and breakfast, discard 2 items, excluding supplies, and return to full health and energy. Trade with Beardy, the Minotaur. For every 4 item cards you discard right now, you select any 1 card of your choice from the item deck or discard pile, but not an instant item.
So it's 2 health and 2 energy, correct?
Treat it as if it were a rest node, gain the appropriate amount of health. Yep, 2 and 2. Good. Alright, let's move on.
And then 3 to reload 4. Does that come back then? Even though it's deactivated?
Yeah, deactivated will come back at the end. See, I got my cards back as I died. No, unconscious. So that's 1 of our defeats. We only have 4, so now we're down to 3 defeats left.
rolled again, and I had my increase level.
I just let you do whatever you want now. I've already told you once.
Math is hard.
Has nothing to do with math.
Well, yeah, sort of, kind of.
You're shuffling. There's no adding, subtracting, or dividing.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 9.
Only so much somebody can do for you. Alright,
Yeah.
so we need to move on. So we either go to Jezebel Bridge or we do an attack node.
I don't want to get attacked again.
Okay, well, go to the next town then. Jezebel Bridge. She's an untrustworthy as they come, recognized as the quickest way across an unavoidable gorge. If you're light on your feet, she'll treat you right, but she sure ain't loyal, as locals say. There's been a fair number of travelers that have fallen to their deaths below, creating quite a stockpile of items. So we take turns until to get to the other side. If we fall, we reduce to 1 health and energy, but may draw 6 random items before climbing your way back up the other side. No idea what that means. Okay, so we're gonna. This is where the get lucky comes into play.
Okay.
We are gonna draw number cards until we get to the other side. So basically what that means, if we get a 1, you slip and lose your balance, you pay 1 energy to regain your balance or fall. 2 or 3, a board breaks beneath your feet, you pay 2 energy to catch yourself or fall. 4, some uneasy creaking, but you manage to move a fair distance across the bridge. And 5, with a little bit of fancy footwork, you made it to the other side, gain 1 level. So basically you're going to draw until you
Hit 5.
get to 5. Let's see. Yeah. Go ahead.
Huh. A 5.
A 5. So you made it. Gain 1 level. I also drew a 5.
Alright.
Which is amazing.
Quite.
So gain a level. Level 2 for me, and Dan's at level 3. So at level 2 we just increase the hand size by 1, so I can now put my supplies in my hand. Alright, that's all to do there, so now we're going to be at the Lone Titan next. Straight down. So, you approach a massive metal creature buried in the valley's sands, with just its head jutting out.
Sorry.
Hello, travelers, it bellows. You greet the Titan and ask if it knows anything of the Witch King. The Witch King? Yes, I do. He's the one with those dastardly rude cultists that never listen to my stories. Its booming voice is all but a little deafening. You only hope no cultists are within earshot of the Titan's echoes. Will you listen to my stories? I have seen so many wonders in my days buried here. One time I saw a 2-headed llama. 2 heads! Is that not interesting? Oh, another time I saw a goat. You assure the Titan that he is indeed interesting. Tell you what, little thing, if you listen a while, I promise to tell you all I know of the Witch King. But if you want to be rude, I'll tell you what I know for some food. What'll it be? So, do we want to lose 6 energy? Agree to listen to his stories after several hours of entertaining the Titan. Well, I guess I shouldn't read that part. We lose 6 to listen to his stories, or each player discards 2 items that are not supplies.
I only have 1 energy.
So I guess we have to discard 2 item cards that are not supplies. Well, I only have 1 item. That sucks. Discard that.
Is that community?
Each player.
Each player, thank you.
So, each player freely organizes their hand stash, trade items. You toss a few things into the Titan's mouth and cover your ears as he noisily crunches on them. After a maddening amount of loud chewing, he agrees to tell you what he knows about the Witch King. I don't really know anything about the Witch King. You feel an overwhelming amount of frustration boil inside you. Well, I do know there's a place called the King's Altar, northeast of here. Apparently the King's cultists are there. They probably know something. Without saying another word, you storm off towards the King's Altar. You can hear the Titan still babbling on in the distance. So, we travel towards the King's Altar map node.